Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Rutland High School's 166th graduating class, the class of 2021. Let us please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Please take your seats. Wow, what a beautiful day. We are blessed with beautiful weather, this beautiful venue, and I want to welcome all of you and wish you a good evening to this, the celebration of Rutland High School's graduating class of 2021. That's right, let's hear it for the class of 2021. They deserve it. They earned it. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to recognize and thank the team of people who make today's events possible. It is quite an undertaking to put on an event of this size, especially in a different venue like this. Rebecca Badgley, Steve Sampson, the maintenance department, the office staff, and the whole team of people, too numerous to list, thank you so much for your extra efforts to make today special for the seniors and their families. Earlier this week, I said to you, the graduates, that today marks a celebration not only of your accomplishments, but also a celebration of the community that cared enough to support your efforts to get here. You have done a lot to complete your formal schooling, and you had help getting here too. Today is about you, and it is also about something greater than you. We are fortunate to live in a community that both celebrates its young people, but also supports them in the form of internships, financial gifts, a booster club, and sidelines full of spectators. So with that in mind, let us begin with some gratitude. I would ask that all of the parents in the audience, guardians, caregivers, foster mothers and fathers in the crowd, for you to please stand. Come on, please stand. You woke them up for school, you told them when it was time to go to bed, you dropped them off and you picked them up, you cheered them on and you dried their tears. Thank you for all that you've done for your graduate and also for the school as a whole. Graduates, you've seen pictures of when you were little, and they show how cute you were, how adorable and how huggable. Well, I'll tell you a secret. You were also noisy, and you were fussy, and more than once you were rather cranky. Growing up includes all of those moments too. Your family just didn't save those pictures. So when we're done here and you see your family, don't forget to say thank you. To the faculty, staff, and board, Would you please stand to be recognized? I am so honored to work alongside you and to share in your efforts. Graduates, your teachers, like your families, pushed and nudged and cajoled you into adulthood. This may have irritated you at times, when you kind of liked the status quo. But could you imagine leaving high school the way that you entered it? A green, immature 8th grader? That would not be good, and that is not what they do. They helped you to become a mature 18-year-old, ready to go out into the world and to make it better than it is. So when we're done here today, and when you see a teacher, today or any day, don't forget to say thank you. Lastly, I'd like to thank another important group who helped you to get where you are today. That's you. I want you to think back for a moment to this time when you were ready to leave Rutland Middle School or Rutland Town or Christ the King or Barstow. You were ready to conquer high school, to show those upperclassmen just how impressive you were. Can you remember yourself all those years ago? Well, you've come a long way from there, thankfully. And along the way, you've made Rutland High School a better place. I want to thank you, the senior class, for all that you have contributed to this school community and to the Rutland community. In the end, you didn't get here without investing in yourself. If no one else has said this to you, allow me to say it. We are so proud of you. We will miss you, and we thank you. If the last 16 months have taught us something about school, it is that school is not a building, it's not a location. Rutland High School is not about 22 Stratton Road. It is not about Alumni Field, the Red Wing, or the White Wing. I would sometimes come to school while we were entirely remote, and I will tell you that it was a shell of its former self without you. Rutland City Public Schools come to life when the students and teachers breathe life into them. The noise and the hustle and the bustle of people growing and learning is what gives a school community life. That's what you gave. Your growth is what makes a community vibrant and growing. Graduates, you will recall from this past year watching the daily announcements. Did any of you watch the daily announcements? Not a single one of you watched the daily announcements, did you? If you had watched the daily announcements, you would have heard me say, "We are Rutland." Today explains that simple sentence. When I say that today is a celebration of all that you've accomplished, as well as the community that made it possible, what I mean is that today marks the day when you make the leap from being a young person receiving the support of the community to being a part of the community that provides that support for its young people. When you look at your community, you are looking into a mirror. What there is to like, you make possible. And what there is to improve, it's up to you to make better. We, you, the graduates, your family, the faculty and staff, the teachers, me, we are Rutland. Because right now, as we sit here, there is an 8th grader just waiting to start the journey that you're finishing. They're ready to conquer high school, to show those upperclassmen just how impressive they really are. They're waiting to join the teams where you won and lost, to move through the hallways along with their classmates, to sit in the rooms and to not pay attention to the daily announcements, just like you did. That young person, They need someone more mature and more educated to coach and to help teach them through their high school years. They need family like you had, teachers like you had. They need you. Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2021, we need you. You have, right now, everything necessary to make this community an even better place than it already is. Your families, your teachers and coaches showed you the skills you need and gave examples of those skills in practice. You've seen how to engage someone in a civil conversation, even when you disagree with what they're saying, how to be patient with people, and how to celebrate the accomplishments of those around you, like we are today. So, graduates of Rutland High School's class of 2021, congratulations on all of your accomplishments. We look forward to hearing of your future success as together we build the community that we wish to live in. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce Cecily McCormick.
Thank you, Mr. Schillinger, and hello family, friends, faculty, and class of 2021. My name is Cecily McCormick, and I had the honor to be the class vice president for the class of 2021 since freshman year. Throughout the past 4 years, I had the privilege to work beside Giovanni Falco, class of 2021 president since freshman year. Giovanni began his education in Northwest Primary School and then went on to Rutland Intermediate, to Rutland Middle School, to now sitting here with us today. Since he was young, Giovanni began participating in student government as well as taking advantage of all opportunities at RIS, RMS, and RHS. By the end of senior year, not only has Giovanni been class president, but has also been the student representative on policy, environmental club president, participated in Model United Nations, and has interned at the Rutland City Police Department. This year, he is the state winner of the Daughters of American Revolution Good Citizen Award and is going on to the regional level. He has also received the University of Vermont Citizen Scholar Award and was named one of Vermont's presidential scholars. Next year, Giovanni will be attending Northeastern University in Boston, Massachusetts, and will be double majoring in both political science and criminal justice. Needless to say, Giovanni has contributed tremendously to both our school and community, and will continue to thrive at both his university and future career. So with that being said, it is my honor to introduce Giovanni Falco, class of 2021 president.
Superintendent Olson, Principal Schillinger, Commissioner Kavakis, RHS faculty and staff, parents and families, and the RHS class of 2021. First of all, I'd like to congratulate my fellow classmates for making it through one of the hardest years in our lives. Limited social interactions, canceled sporting events, and hybrid learning has put a strain on us educationally and developmentally. But together, we overcame the struggles of day-to-day life. We did not only take care of ourselves, but the community we all care so much about. We wore our masks and kept our distance from each other to ensure that school could remain open. This work and commitment to communication, cooperation, and compassion from each of us. As I was writing the speech, in the back of my head, I kept hearing Mr. McDonough say, "Don't write another cheesy graduation speech." I know he can't take one of those another cheesy graduation speeches. And Mr. McDonough, I know you're out there, and I'm happy to tell you I wrote another cheesy graduation speech. We all took World History 2 and learned about the French Revolution. This war, which was inspired by the Enlightenment period, changed the old ways of thinking. This intellectual movement inspired people from all walks of life to think, act, and be an individual. Life, liberty, and fraternity was the slogan. These ideas that were developed 230 years ago are now the fundamental ideas of our modern Western society. There is no excuse. Each and every one of you should know this history. Unless, of course, you fell asleep in history class, and that's a pretty good excuse. I bring this up because we see the potential of both a divided Rutland and a divided country. Deep social issues that we as Americans have been struggling with since the creation of this nation are still being discussed today. Systemic racism, universal health care, the misrepresentation of indigenous culture are just a few of these deep wounds that are poisoning our communities. Over the last 4 years, we've all seen how we have grown and become inspirational leaders. There is no doubt in my mind that we can tackle these issues. But how do modern day problems relate to ideas developed 200 years ago? And the truth is, I have no idea. I'm kind of making this up as I'm up here. This is how I got through high school. But all kidding aside, the people during the Enlightenment period introduced revolutionary ideas that helped not unite just France, but people from every country. This period is why we're allowed to pursue our passions, speak out against ideas we don't agree with, and become our own person. As we leave high school and go to college, or into the workforce, or into the military, we are going to be the next generation of lawyers, politicians, scientists, activists, frontline workers, or whatever you want to be. Whatever you want to be. It is finally our turn to improve the world that we're being left with. People say the best years in life are the ones in high school. But as we enter the next chapters of our lives, I encourage all of us to treat every day like our high school years. We need to be just as determined, just as passionate, just as resilient, and just as kind as we are right now, so we can help make the world a better place. As President Obama said, don't just get involved. Fight for your seat at the table. Better yet, fight for your seat at the head of the table. We all are leaving RHS with the necessary tools in our toolbox to sit at that head of the table. This task will not be easy to accomplish, but you don't have to do it alone. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, human progress is neither automatic nor inevitable. Every step toward the goal of justice requires sacrifice, suffering, and struggle, the tireless exertions of passionate concern of dedicated individuals. We are those individuals. We all embody the RCPS vision statement. We are passionate, resilient, critical thinkers who create responsible and innovative solutions for the greater good. You don't have to have the whole solution to a problem, just part of it. When we come together as one, we can accomplish so much more than if we ever were alone. We can work together and put our differences aside to create peace. We can create new and advanced technologies to help the helpless. We can all be leaders and positively impact our communities. We can donate our time or resources to help a cause. We can all make the world a better place if we work with each other. It is our responsibility to keep moving forward. We want to pass down a world to the next generation that is not falling apart but flourishing. We want to ensure that our kids and our kids' kids have a future where they can wake up every morning looking at the green grass and the beating sun. But the trait that makes our class special is how we all get along. Unlike any other class I have seen, we express unity in the purest way. This is how change is made, by productive and inclusive dialogue. I have no doubt that when we leave RHS, we can share this trait with our new peers as we continue our educational journey. As Amanda Gorman, the youngest inaugural poet, said, "We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace. And the norms and notions of what just is isn't always justice. And yet the dawn is ours. Before we knew it, somehow we do it. Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished." It is time that we finish what our founding fathers started so long ago, the creation of the greatest nation on earth, one where people can be free and have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Our generation is constantly being faced with emerging issues that we have been tasked to fix. We may have different opinions on a wide array of issues, but I know that we can talk with one another without insulting the views, beliefs, and character of the people we work with. When we move on in our lives, I encourage all of us to learn from the current generation leading the world. We can, actually, we will build back better. As we go out and make our mark in the world, let us remember the people that helped us achieve our dreams and made this day possible. People like Miss Haskell and Mr. Day, or Mr. Sabatasso and Mr. French, Mr. McDonough and Miss Groby, and Mr. and Mrs. Slisky, and all the other talented and smart faculty of the Rutland City Public Schools. So let's take a minute to thank them for everything they have done for us. As we leave here today and walk out of the building for the last time, please remember that your peers from the class of 2021 will always be here. We will always be a united front and be there for each other when we need it most. Unity is key to a better and more successful country moving forward. Unity is strength. Unity reminds us that we are never alone. Part of the journey is the end, and this may be the end of our high school journey, but there are endless possibilities awaiting us in the near future. So, RHS Class of 2021, are you ready to change the world? Are you ready to find creative solutions for global challenges? Are you ready to unite with the rest of the country's seniors? And are you ready to step up and be that voice that is so desperately needed? I know I am, and I believe you are too. Congratulations again to all my classmates. I'm honored to have been able to get to know each and every one of you. Thanks for creating the best 4 years in my life, and I cannot wait to see all the amazing accomplishments you achieve after graduation. Thank you. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce tonight's commencement speaker. Dr. Dave Walk should be a familiar face to many of us. He has dedicated his life and professional career to creating leaders in an inclusive community. He was born and grew up in Rutland. He graduated from RHS in 1971. And even back then, he showed an interest in public service by being president of his class. He then went on to Middlebury College to study political science and went on to earn a master's degree in educational administration at the University of Vermont. He finished his schooling with a certificate of advanced graduate study from Harvard University. He took on many roles when serving the Rutland area. He served as a guidance counselor and teacher at Mount St. Joseph Academy, academic dean at St. Sebastian's School, principal of Barstow Memorial School, and principal of Rutland High School. In July of 1996, he became the superintendent of the Rutland City Public Schools and stayed in that position until February of 2000, when he went on to become Vermont's Commissioner of Education. But he did not stop there. He took his leadership skills to the political stage. His government service included 4 years as a Vermont State Senator from November 1988 to November of 1992, and as the Chief of Policy for Governor Howard Dean from November 1992 to July of 1993. But his calling was always in education. He became the president of Castleton University in 2001 and was the longest-serving president in Castleton's history. During his time there, he pushed to make it one of the best colleges in the state by getting the school to achieve university status. At Castleton, he led increased involvement by the university in the local community and expanded commitment to civic engagement, sustainability, inclusivity, and service learning. University infrastructure improvements during his tenure totaled more than $80 million, including the construction of new residence halls, fitness centers, athletic facilities, and the completion of the Castleton Pavilion, plus the purchase and renovation of Spartan Arena in Rutland Town. What makes Dave Walk different from other administrators and politicians is he truly cares about the future of the Rutland region. He wants to see a community that is inclusive and welcoming to every student, one where we all can achieve academic excellence and move on to be the next leaders in our country. He showed this dedication when he returned as interim superintendent of the Rutland City Public Schools when we needed him most. He is truly a credit to his profession. And without further ado, please join me in welcoming Dr. Dave Walk.
Thank you, Gio. That was very nice. Thank you. Gio, that was beautiful. Your speech was. The introduction, I can only think that I wish my parents were alive because my dad would have enjoyed it, but my mom would have actually believed it. So thank you, Gio. Greetings and congrats to all of you. This is a very special group of graduates here today. I'm deeply honored that you asked me to speak tonight, especially since I've had the honor to address Rutland High graduates from several previous classes. Apparently someone remembered that the speeches were kind of short. And this will be somewhat brief, but you were the topic. It's all about you. Recently, I requested a meeting with the senior class. The leaders were there so I could familiarize myself with their class. Your class is known for its closeness and camaraderie, an impressive group of young adults. But what is special about you, this class? They say that you're pretty tightly knit. With great enthusiasm and pride, they told me about how you would come together as freshmen, right through your senior year, even throughout a pandemic, to be very close and inclusive. A class with a lot of school spirit, a class that gets along together, a class that prides itself on its accomplishments in and out of the classroom, and that you bonded. You've distinguished yourselves in many important ways as students, as athletes, as leaders, musicians, artists, and volunteers in the community, but most of all as good friends to each other. You told me that in the unpredictable age of COVID, you had learned many life lessons, to not take anything for granted, to savor life in the moment, to set a good example for the underclassmen. You did. To use social media wisely and responsibly, to stay together, connected in this new remote environment. And for the last 16 months of your high school career, you never knew what was next. Every day, you never knew what was next. In fact, as one of you mentioned to me, in and out of class, every day seemed like the playoffs. The close-knit community of your class is pretty clear to see. Without the infighting that you see in some, certainly there are cliques as there always are, but you seem to treat each other with great respect. I think you're a great role model for my generation. Quite frankly, you have tackled some very tough and challenging issues during your 4 years of high school, more than any other class before you. And you've done it impressively, and you've done it in a civil and respectful manner. Adults, take note. Just as you have created this community of civility, you've contributed more than ever to the community around you. You've served Rutland so well in countless ways. And now you know how it feels to actually think outside yourself, and to serve others. You told me that your community service and the other various projects you completed were something that you didn't really care about showing others on a resume, but you just wanted to show others that you cared. I was impressed. You've learned about and you've become, as Gio mentioned, global citizens and transformational leaders. All of this in a climate of civil discourse, so absent from the rest of the world around you. The word education comes from the Latin word educere, E-D-U-C-E-R-E. It means to lead out. To lead out, and you have led out others around you in a very civil, positive, and respected manner. Educere, you're well educated. You told me that you wanted to leave a legacy. You did. I'm impressed. Your class leaders told me that you're more resilient, maybe more humble, more able to live life in the moment, as I mentioned, and savor those moments. I'm sure that's true for many of you. But in the age of COVID, not all is well. Not everyone feels this way. During this time of isolation, many of the seniors and many of the underclassmen, and perhaps members of your own family, have felt very much alone. It's been a lonely time. Learning remotely, living remotely, unable to socialize in the usual normal ways, all of it's been really tough. For those of you who endured depression or anxiety, it has been even more challenging. And if you have been one of the many, many people who felt lonely, it is okay to say so. Feeling depressed or anxious is not abnormal. And in fact, mental health challenges for everyone have been heightened in the last 16 months. Yes, it is okay to say so. And it's even more important for you to reach out to your friends, your parents, your family, your teachers, anyone to whom you feel close, and let them know how you feel. And that's the first important step to feel better. You need to get the help because you deserve it. It's been a lonely time for everyone, and many of you, and you deserve to share your feelings with those you love. If you do, they will love you right back, and they will love you even more. You told me that you have a special relationship with your teachers and with your principal, Mr. Schillinger, and before him, Mr. Olson, now your talented superintendent, clearly an upgrade from that guy who preceded him last year. You're indeed so lucky to have some of the best educators anywhere right here at Rutland High. After many years of dedicated service, some of them are retiring or departing for new opportunities, including Karen Non Fahey, Patricia Alonzo Shaft, Jennifer Avorn Hart, Lori Wilson, and Jenny Gartner. And last year, without a graduation, we said goodbye to Dan Graves, Fred Lauer, and John Peterson, who are here. Legendary. Absolutely legendary. Many of them were here 27 years ago when we opened this school, and I was part of the team back then. They're an impressive collection of educators and human beings, and along with the paraeducators and all the school staff who have served you over the years, we thank them very much. What a legacy you all leave behind as well. It seems to me that you're the kind of class that will actually look forward to your class reunions. At those future reunions, you'll have many good times and meaningful moments to share, to reflect on, to be proud of, and to pass along to others. I've been to many of those Rutland High reunions, in fact, every 5 years, with my 50th reunion coming up pretty soon. My classmates are not here today because the annual 50-year Golden Diploma Awards couldn't be arranged in advance due to worries we had about the pandemic. And it turns out that my classmates are quite happy about that because they don't have to listen to me give another speech. That happened when they graduated 50 years ago, and I can imagine enough is enough. I can share with you my own truthful revelation about class reunions that perhaps your parents and grandparents out in the audience will better understand and appreciate. At your future class reunion, everybody's going to look younger, and they'll look better. And you'll probably specialize in revisionist history. And your tall tales of your extracurricular exploits and your athletic conquests will become increasingly overstated at each reunion, and the stories will keep getting better and better over time. So do we, and so will you. The class of 2021 will always have something to talk about. And I want to talk about one last thing. It's about respecting differences while making a difference. It's about living together in our world, including the world beyond Rutland, that I hope you will experience. And for the record, if the Spirit moves you, I hope you'll come back and make a difference. I know you're ready. Respecting differences among all people and cultures will be key to your future. And it's the only way in which we can live together and find peace in the world. The best way for us to live in harmony and to end war, most of which throughout history has been predicated upon religious differences or misunderstandings, fear, prejudice, is to remember this. If we all go back far enough, we're all members of the same family. We're all related. You and I are related. You're related to the person sitting next to you. Think about it. You might believe in the scientific theory of evolution, or you might believe in Adam and Eve and the biblical story of creation. That's up to you, and we're not going to debate that here. But what matters most is that regardless of what you believe, if you trace all your family roots, all the way back as far as we can go, think about it, we're all one family, we're all related. If you go back far enough, we all started together at the beginning, which makes us one family. So why should religion or race or gender and all the other inventions that make us appear to be different continue to divide us, when in reality, we're all one family? Everyone here today is one family. I have confidence in you because more than any other generation, including my own, you've demonstrated a greater capacity for respect and appreciation of individual differences. You're more accepting of our beautiful diversity and our shared humanity than any of your predecessors. But respecting differences, which is so important, is actually not enough. Making a difference is what gives your life value and meaning. You're exceedingly lucky to be graduating from such an excellent high school, as many have pointed out, where many teachers and other adults have made such a difference for you. Rutland High offers the opportunities that distinguish the very best high schools in America. And it's the educators, a very special staff, who deserve our gratitude and praise. I visited almost every high school in Vermont, and I can tell you that you won't find a more dedicated, well-educated, and compassionate staff anywhere. And that goes for the entire Rutland City Schools K through 12 faculty and staff, many of whom are here tonight to cheer you on because they were with you from the beginning. So you now have a responsibility to make a difference in the world, not only because it's what your school and community values and expects of you, but because you're in a long line of people who have made good in the world and made a difference, including senators, military veterans, doctors, nurses, frontline folks, everyone in public or private life who've made a difference, making the world a better place. So how can you make a difference? It's to do the right thing when no one else is looking. Do the right thing when no one's watching you. So I'm going to conclude with a true story. While walking along a beach, an elderly gentleman saw someone in the distance leaning down, picking something up and throwing it into the ocean. As he got closer, he noticed that the figure was that of a young man, picking up starfish, one by one, and tossing each one gently back into the water. He came closer, and he called out, "Good morning. May I ask what it is that you are doing?" The young man paused. He looked up, and he replied, "I'm throwing starfish into the ocean." And the old man smiled, and he said, "I must ask you then, why throw starfish back into the ocean?" To this, the young man replied, "The sun is up, the tide is going out, and if I don't throw them in, they'll die." Upon hearing this, the elderly observer commented, "But young man, do you realize that there are miles and miles of beach and thousands of starfish all along the beach every mile? You can't possibly make a difference." The young man listened politely, then he bent down, picked up another starfish, threw it back into the ocean. And as it met the water, he said, "It made a difference for that one." To this wonderful Rutland High School class of 2021, you've thrown your share of starfish back into the water. Continue to make us proud by respecting the differences that divide us so that they will instead unite us. And then you too, perhaps, even better when no one else is looking, will continue to do the right things and make a meaningful difference in our world. You already have. Class of 2021, we love you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bill Olson. I'm the superintendent of the Rutland City Public Schools, and this is my favorite part. To all those here assembled, I hereby certify to you with the utmost confidence and respect that these candidates assembled before you have successfully completed the requirements for graduation from Rutland High School. They have worked hard and overcome many challenges to earn the diplomas they receive today. They are the product of their dedicated faculty and their proud parents. I respectfully present to you the Rutland High School class of 2021. Mr. Schillinger, take it away.
Are you ready? I didn't hear you. Are you ready? Well, that's good to know, because this is the good part. Go ahead. Ready? Giovanni Michael Falco. Cecily Jean McCormick. Run, Gio, run. Nathaniel G. Adams. Ana Sofia Aguilar Baez. Alexander Davis Aiken. Diego G. Anderson. Joseph Charles Anderson. Bailey Olivia Austin. McGuire Douglas Baker. Samantha Jane Bates. Haley Rose Bertrand. Darylyn Corso Bissett. Taina Marrero. Justin D. Best. Haley Faith Bethel. Dan P. Boudreau. Jacob Lee Bristol. Cameron C. Brothers. Nicholas Diego Bullock. Samantha J. Bushy. Benton J. Kaler. Alicia Kailani Caputo. Did I do it? Braden Riley Carlton. Zachary M. Carlson. Tyler D. Carroll. Sarah P. Chase Bigelow. Abigail Marie Churchill. Hannah Margaret Colwell. James A. Cortina. John A. Cotter. Mariah Ann Crossman. James Robert Dages. Oliver W. Dages. Josiah Joseph Dean Delancey. Noah Thomas DuPoy. Jaden N. DeRosia Rosenweig. Jonathan T. Desitel. Dylan Michael DePietro. Jameed R. Downs. Corey William Drinwater. Jasmine M. Dufresne. Caleb Sean Dundas. Jessica Marie Ebighausen. Daniel L. Island. Zoe E. Farioli. Jaron Joseph Fitzgerald. Mariah Jean Folsom. Oscar Anthony Furlan. Siobhan L. Gallagher. Miranda R. Gallo. Joseph Peter Giancola. Matthew J. Goulet. Cameron John Green. Catherine Jane Haas. Ethan S. Hall. Ariella Jordan Hamilton. Micaiah R. Hendrickson. Melody Page Henry. Justin Hess. Kayla Lynn Hickey. Ethan Timothy Hilder. Benjamin Charles Hansinger. Lucienne Marie Horrocks. Shelby J. Jackson. Toby Jakubowski. Chase Paul Jankowski. Jeremiah Jacob Jones. Charles J. Palestri. Elena Kristen Kearney. Jaden W. Kelly. Kyle J. Kenny. Brady Eugene Kanash. Lillian R. Keogh. Heidi Ann Kearns. Jacob T. Nipes. Emily A. Knox. Kiara Isabella LaPena. Jacob D. LaRouche. William E. Latkin. Kylie Jade Isabella LaTulip. Seamus L. Laval. Nice job, Seamus. Haley Jade Lemons. Brianna M. Longley. Riley Jade Loso. Augustus D. Loras. Maxfield Carlos Loveco. Ella Jensen Lokes. Cassidy A. Lynch. Samuel Michael McPherson. Liam L. Mangan. A little toasty. Reed T. Martin. Destiny Rose Mason. Haley McLaughlin. Ryan P. Meline. Ava Menconi. Olivia Noel Merrill. Zachary C. Messer. Patrick Ryan Miner. Did I get it? Rachel Ann Moody. Dylan Andrew Moore. Todd Michael Morrissey. Ella Louise Norton. Brielle Ann Knott. Emma Mary Catherine Knott. Emma R. Peludo. Nathaniel Robert Perry. Ryder Jacob Paskovich. Roshni G. Patel. Alexis Taylor Patterson. Elise T. Pedro. Nash Charles Pelkey. Alexandria Flora Halliday. Killing me, man. Killing me. Justine Kelly Peters. Gianna Bella Pizzetti. Amanda Grace Paquette. Evan Brooks Paquette. Fiona Ann Paul. Madison Kelly Peremski. Aaliyah M. Potter. William J. Pratico. Evan Let's try it again. Is that a friend of yours? Evan E. Pritchard. Allison Grace Reed. Dylan Christopher Reitz. Nice catch. Lydia Mae Reynolds. Alex A.D. Ricker. Ashley Elizabeth Rock. Michelle A. Rondinoni. Alexis Jane Ross Hunt. Evelyn Ann Rushing. Kendra Elizabeth Sabatka. Destiny Marie Samplatsky. Lucas Stephen Shook. Ariel N. Siliski. Owen F. Simpson. Madison Paige Smith. Shelley Sobel. Hannah G. Solomano. Ingrid E. Solsa. McKenna Lee Sorensen. Benjamin Sanders Spiro. Dakota T. Stafford. Carter Ashton Stearns. Isabella Rose Stober. Stephanie G. Stomper. Nicholas J. Strong. Colin Summers. Jenna Vivian Sunderland. Jason Wade Supri. Mary Catherine Sutton. Quentin E. Sylvia. Kyle A. Thompson. Quentin Robert Van Nostrand. Ashley Cody Vigue. John H. Wallace. Molly Elizabeth Ward. Morgan Elizabeth Washburn. Hunter C. White. Veril DaCosta White. Sarah Catherine Wideawake. Hunter S. Willis. Joseph Roy Walcott. Ethan Russell Woodbury. Shelby Ann Wortman. Isabella Jeanette Wolf. Louise Wu. Dmitry Alexander Yaremchuk. Is that okay? Dorisha Nicole Yoder. Athalia Brianna Young. Eric Anderson Ewell. Just come on up. You gotta wait till they're done, back to their seats, but I'll just hand it right over to you guys. You're up.
Congratulations to the class of 2021. You may now turn your tassels to the left.
You can now stand for the alma mater. Oh yeah, sorry, here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Rutland High School's class of 2021.